I don't really know how to begin this video because it's non-scripted and you people somehow got me to 10K. I don't know why you did that. I don't know how you did that, but you did. So, shit, I guess. I guess, I hit the big 10K. Also, I have over 1 million views, but that's not why we're here today. Today, we're here to do a Q&A because a long time ago, I promised to do one as a filler video. And what better time is it to do a filler video than when your main video that you're working on is taking a long time? And every time you keep working on it, you add more to the video, as in you make the video even longer because you want to make it the best it can. At the same time, you can't use the music from the franchise you're doing a thing on because it would copyright strike immediately. I'm a little frustrated by that fact, yes. Anyway, so I'll be using questions that were given to me a long time ago from the first post I made on my community tab and the most recent one. Question 1. Have you ever had a time where you fell into a rabbit hole researching a topic in an iceberg? Yeah, that kind of happens a lot, especially with a franchise I care about, which is quite literally all the icebergs I do. So I'll be doing something that's like, oh, here's Master Chief, dabbing in Halo 3 or some shit. And then I'll see like a little article to the side. It's like, there's also a scene where the Arbiter can do the Dougie in Halo 2. And I'm like, what? And then, I click on that and I'll find something there. And eventually I add like 10 trillion fucking things to the iceberg, and it takes a long time. That's what happened with the Spider-Man iceberg. The Spider-Man iceberg was originally supposed to end around the Spider-Man training studio thing, but then I kept finding so much shit about the franchise, I'm like, oh, but I can't forget this, I can't forget that, etc., etc. And eventually it just became like, okay, I had to add an entire 5th fucking tier, and the video went on for a long time. And even then, as I was working on tier 1, I was still finding shit, like the stuff like Aunt May Carnage, the little robot dude at the end. What the fuck's his name? I'll put it on the screen. I remember all that stuff was added in to the script way at the very end, as I was working tier 1, tier 2, doing the voice over and stuff like that. What were your initial thoughts when your channel began getting traction? Why? How? I mean, that's still kind of my thing. I still just don't know how the Cowboy Bebop video got 50k views, and then Sun videos, I'm just like, how the fuck did the superhero all the reviewed movies whatever video I did, that didn't do very well at all. It bombed really badly when I first dropped it. But recently it's gotten 20k views in the last month. And I dropped those videos back in June, I think, and I'm just like, where the fuck did you all come from? Very strange. Very strange. But yeah, overall, I don't know. I was just, what? How? Why? How do you feel about YouTubers becoming musicians? Examples, Nikki Jakey, Joji, Post Malone, etc. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know who the fuck Nikki Jakey is. I'm sure he's a nice dude. Maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me. As for Joji and stuff like that, I'm happy for him. I mean, my favorite's always gonna be Bo Burnham because left this keg and all. But I don't know. I don't really have much thoughts on them, to be honest with you. I don't listen to any of their music. It's just not my thing. What was something that you thought was good but everybody hates? This is gonna be a really specific one with Black Ops 4 Zombies. I agree it's not as good as say Black Ops 3 Zombies, but I actually really like most of the maps in that game. Fucking 9's great, Dead of the Night's great. I even love Below the Dead. I love Below the Dead. I don't care who knows. Alpha Omega's pretty good too. And Ancient Evil's one of the best maps in recent memory. But then sure, you got Togdor Toten, which I don't care for. And Voyage of Despair, I think it was, the Titanic map. That map sucks. It's just flat out awful. Yeah, it's looked at as the worst of the zombie games, the zombie modes in Treyarch games. Treyarch, yeah, I said Treyarch. People kept making fun of me for that. I've been saying it for years. I know it's Treyarch, but 10-year-old me said Treyarch, and it's ingrained in my brain. I'm sorry. But I actually prefer Black Ops 4 Zombies to Black Ops 1 and 2 Zombies. And this isn't a thing oh, I didn't grow up with those games. I did grow up with those games, which sounds weird to say. But going back to them, I don't know, Black Ops 1 Zombies, the weapons just don't deal enough damage to me. They don't feel good to use. I also think Togdor Toten's a really overrated map. It's good, but I don't know. I get bored after wave 15 or whatever. But yeah, Too Long Didn't Read, Black Ops 4 Zombies, I guess. Thoughts on Go Animate? I have no thoughts on the official website. but I fucking love, and I mean I love the terrible fucking YouTube videos where it's like Caillou gets grounded, or like this one, like those classroom ones where it's just like let's list off a bunch of characters. It's like Caillou here, Blue from Blue's Clues here, Dora here, and like that's the whole fucking video. It goes on for like 5 fucking minutes. It's funny to me. And thoughts on Elon Musk on SNL? Well, I despise Elon Musk as a person, and I don't think SNL's funny. So there's my answer. How do you decide what to do an iceberg on? It's basically just a franchise I like. And honestly, I can't really see any other way of doing it, because I mean, the ones I make are like an hour and a half at the minimum, unless you want to take a mini iceberg. And I'm not gonna do like a big fucking like hour and a half, 2-hour, 2.5-hour video on a franchise I just don't give a shit about, you know, or something that I'm not too big on. Like everyone keeps asking for Superman Iceberg, and look, I like Superman's character fine. He's a fine character, but I don't love him enough towards like, you know, I'm gonna make a fucking like 2.5-hour video, like a 2-hour video, like the Spider-Man Iceberg, or an hour and a half on the Batman Iceberg. I just can't bring myself to do that. I'm sorry. Do you believe in the Jar Jar theory? Why or why not? I believe that Jar Jar was intended to be a lot bigger of a character in the prequels. I don't know about him being like the secret Sith Lord and shit, but I do think there was a ton of stuff in especially Revenge of the Sith that they cut out. I mean, he's barely in the movie. He has like, I want to say 2 scenes in that movie, but then he doesn't talk in them. So yeah, I believe that he had more going on for him, but as for being like a Sith Lord, I just don't think that's the case. How many 5-year-old kids could you beat in unarmed combat? Kids will be unarmed. 28. And any game, movie, TV, book recommendations? Game, Spec Ops: The Line, movie, Gattaca, TV show, BoJack Horseman. And as for book, the problem with books is that I'm a really shitty reader. Like, I can read comics and manga, like, fine and all, but as soon as it's, you know, like, actual books, I don't know what it is, but, like, my brain, like, I just get really tired and shit like that. Like, it's hard for me to focus. So, I have to listen to audiobooks. But, that being said, you know, you can always read the book that the Rambo is based on. I mean, it's well, I guess I should say anti-war. It's more like a critical viewing of the Vietnam War. It's a shame that the Rambo series went on to be kind of like shit after the first film, because the first film is something really special, and the first book's pretty special too. What is your favorite or some of your favorite video games of all time? Yeah, like everyone makes the meme like, "Ooh, Skyrim be re-released," and don't get me wrong, they probably should stop re-releasing it, but that's always my favorite game of all time, purely for nostalgic reasons. It was the first big open world game I ever played. First big RPG too, and it really left an impression on me. I can always go back to the game. I've actually never 100% completed it, so anytime I go back to replay it, it's always something new. Also, Spec Ops: The Line, great game. Arkham games, great, except for Knight, which I don't really care for. I shouldn't say that. I think Knight's a pretty solid game. I just don't like some of the story decisions they went with, and the Batmobile's fucking dumb. I mean, of course, you know, Halo 3, Halo 2, Halo Reach, you know the classic Bungie games. Big fan of the Doom remakes. Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus is really great too. Spider-Man PS4 is great, and love the Uncharted games. I also have an insane amount of nostalgia for Zoo Tycoon 2, so that could be one of my favorite games of all time. I fucking love that. I want to make an entire video dedicated to just like the nostalgia I have for that game, and the really, really fucking weird Machinima series around, like Machinima community around that game in like the late 2000s, because it was fucking wild, dude. Crunchy or creamy? Crunchy sucks. What are your thoughts on the Batman? I assume you mean the Robert Pattinson film coming out next year, and looks awesome. Looks fucking fantastic. I cannot wait for it. I've always wanted a noir style like mystery Batman film, and this looks to be right up my alley. I also like how it's not in the DCAU, so you can do more dark things, you can do more experimental things, and by dark I mean like dark for the character, not fucking Batman gunning people down like in BVS and stuff like that. And just, you know, shit that's in character. What's the creepiest video you've seen on YouTube? I mean, there's a lot of creepy videos on YouTube I've seen. I used to find the I Feel Fantastic video terrifying. I used to find it fucking... I couldn't watch it. But then I read the creepypasta where it's like, she's actually hunting down people. It's like Ex Machina, like, she's actually living amongst people. And I'm like, that's fucking dumb. And I because of that, it's like, I don't find it scary anymore. I do find it unnerving and weird, but I don't think it's scary. I don't find it scary anymore. Blank Soup's weird because that's like, I don't want to say it's real. Like I don't think it's a real video, like a real, like, because people think it's like a Yakuza fucking like mafia hit video, like they're like he's like eating like his family in the soup or some shit. Like, I don't think that's the case. I just think it's a very weird video. And what was it called? It was Hey David or something like that. It was this hoax video about this guy who like kidnaps some woman, and it ends like as like, you know, you see her being like kidnapped or whatever. That video fucking scared the shit out of me because she's an amazing actress. The chick who's playing like the victim, that scream is so fucking real. It fucked with my brain for years. And you know, it turns out it's a hoax. The whole thing was scripted and staged and whatever. Thank Christ, obviously. But yeah, those but as for like videos that like still scare the fuck out of me, I don't know. If you could pick one canceled Star Wars project to be created, what and why? So I'm gonna be a jackass and cheat a bit. You know, everyone's gonna say 1313. Well, I'd love to see 1313 as well. I really wanted you know, the Battlefront 2 scrapped content to be added to the game. You know, I feel like that game was killed off too soon, which sounds weird because that game died that, like, I mean, its lifespan outlived anyone's predictions, but as for like a full-on project, probably the Force Unleashed 3. I only say that because I was a huge Force Unleashed fan back in the day. You know, I still love the first game. I don't really like the second one. I feel like the second one's just kind of weird fan fiction. Gameplay-wise, it's fucking fantastic, but story-wise, I'm not too big on it. But I feel like the third one could have been cool. I'm also tempted to say Duel of the Fates, because, well, I don't agree with all the things in that script. I don't know. I feel like it's a little better than Rise of Skywalker. I don't know. And even then, that's just the script. Who knows? The actual film could have been like terrible or whatever. I don't even dislike the Rise of Skywalker. I think it's just okay. But yeah, one of those ones, I guess. If you could erase one website completely, what would it be? BitChute, so that alt-writers and racists have to find a new place to go. Did you play any Fallout games? Yeah, I own all of them. I have yet to play all of them, but I've 100% completed Fallout 4. I haven't 100% completed it, but I did the NCR and the Yes Man endings for New Vegas. And I started 3, and then I stopped for whatever reason. I don't remember why I stopped playing 3, but I need to get back to that. But yeah, I love Fallout. I plan to do a Fallout Iceberg one day. How is your favorite superhero? Always sad. What are your favorite non-DC or Marvel comic book characters / series? Easy. Hellboy and the Dark Horse Republic comic series, like Star Wars Republic comic series. But you probably don't want me to say Star Wars either, so I'll throw you another one. V for Vendetta. Oh, that's Vertigo, so I don't know if that counts. I don't consider that to count. Bit of a bland question, but I have to ask about your scripting process as it feels well structured but not stiff. My scripting process is writing stuff in a notepad document and hoping that my brain functions enough that I can read it off without sounding like a fucking idiot. Usually, I can't, and it sounds like what you're listening to now. But that's kind of what it is. Sometimes I'll go off script, and I think it's pretty noticeable when I go off script. But for the most part, it's just trying to read my own own scripts, which as I mentioned earlier, I'm really bad at reading things, so it's a struggle sometimes. What's your favorite versions of Spider-Man from all the multiverse? Favorite? Honestly, PS4. PS4 Spider-Man. I know it's the bland answer, but that's like the perfect Spider-Man adaptation for me. I fucking love that version of the character. I absolutely adore it. But if you wanted an answer that's like the weirder ones, probably Bullet Points. I think that's a really weird one. But at the same time though, the Spider Punisher one, Assassin Spider-Man, is pretty cool too. How does it truly feel to hit a milestone like 10K? Very weird, very strange. Don't know what to feel. How's life? Constant pain, constant pain. It's not a joke. This is a cry for help. Favorite Marvel superhero? It's the bland answer, but Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. Daredevil's also fantastic. Gotta love Daredevil. Punisher's cool. Iron Man's cool. You know, Doctor Strange also. Favorite Valve game? I don't think it counts, but Gmod. I love Gmod. And I think exploring some of the default maps by yourself is very creepy. Do you enjoy horror movies? I do. I do like horror movies, but I'm also a pussy. Here's some of my favorites. Do you have any guilty pleasure movies? I'm not going to answer this one because I don't have an answer for this one. Because I don't like the term guilty pleasure. Because, I mean, the whole idea is if you like something, why would you feel guilty about it, you know? Because you can be like, oh, people can be like, oh, I hate the movie sucks or whatever. But if you think the movie's good, or the game's good, book's good, whatever, don't give a shit what they say, you know? Art's subjective. There's no objectivity in art, so everyone is correct about their opinions, and everyone's wrong with their opinions at the same time. So, I don't have any guilty pleasure movies. I just have movies I like. Where did the name Pigpen come from? To be honest with you, I don't know. I've given several different answers to people over the years because I genuinely can't remember the actual answer. I'm fairly certain it was like a randomly generated thing. Do you plan on continuing doing icebergs? Not that I don't enjoy them, but I don't want you to be stuck in a box. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing them. I have a bunch planned, but yeah, obviously I don't want to just do iceberg videos. That's not what I want to do. I'm not saying I don't like making them. I do love making them, but you know, I want to make other stuff too. I always envisioned doing like reviews and stuff like that, but not like fucking like super serious fucking like this you know, this scene reminds me of the French philosopher, the French New Wave art movie. Like I'd just be listing off shit that I'm like, I like that, I don't like that. Make some jokes here and there, funny ones, not funny ones, and overall explain why I like something or why I dislike something. And I don't go into like, you know, I wouldn't go into like super detail, like hyper fucking like specifics. Like, well, you see, the scene in which Iron Man and Tony Stark, and they're two different people now, talk to each other. You could see in the background a leaf there. What does it represent? Like, I'm not gonna show that kind of stuff. Will you kill another man in cold blood to save the world? Jose, why would you ask that? Are you planning something? Favorite iceberg you've done, or most wanted iceberg? Or your most wanted... Oh, as in, like, what I want to do? Favorite iceberg I've done is either Spider-Man or Star Wars. And most wanted iceberg to do? Halo, the Cryptid iceberg. And a non-iceberg question. What started you down the path of being a YouTuber, and why is Titanus Doug stronger than Superman? Doug's stronger than Superman because Doug's obviously a tank. And, you know, that's the one thing Superman can't fight, is tanks, you know. But what started me on the path? Nostalgia Critic, AVGN, Rebel Taxi, JonTron, a whole bunch of shit, you know. But the one that like kind of like broke it and was like, okay, you gotta fucking do it, is the original Super Mario 64 iceberg video, which I still think is one of the best iceberg videos out there. And that's the one that got me going. I love this format. I want to do it. And no, I'm not a fan of Nostalgia Critic anymore. I am not. No. Thoughts on new Star Wars and MCU projects that are coming out? Visions looks cool, but nothing I'm like super hyped for. Kenobi, obviously excited for. Bad Batch season 2. I love Bad Batch. I love the first season of Bad Batch. I don't know, people were disappointed by it or whatever, which is fine, you know. But I wasn't really. So I'm excited for season 2. Lando should be cool. The Acolyte should be great. Rogue Squadron should be fantastic. I I hope Rogue Squadron is set after Episode 9. Book Boba Fett, can't wait, looks awesome. Mandalorian Season 3, I mean, come on, who's not hyped for that? Ahsoka, I'm not really excited for, to be honest with you. It's not that the idea of another Ahsoka series, I say another series, I mean, I guess it kind of is another Ahsoka series. I'm not against the idea at all. I don't know. Seeing characters portrayed not by their voice actors in live action, it's very strange to me. Especially when the character is originated from animation. You know, it's just kind of weird for me. Also, apparently it's going to be like the sequel to Rebels, and that's honestly kind of infuriating to me because I love Rebels. And I really wanted to see an animated sequel series, but I guess we're not getting it. In the MCU projects, Eternals looks fucking weird and crazy. I'm excited for that. No Way Home is gonna be, oh my god, No Way Home is gonna be fucking fantastic. Let's be real. Love and Thunder should be fun. Guardians 3, cannot fucking wait. Cannot wait. Please don't have Drax die. I'm begging you. Please. Anyone else, just not him. Fantastic Four could be fun. I don't know. I'm not like the biggest on the Fantastic Four's characters, so. But I'm not like super hyped, but should be interesting. Blade should be pretty cool. Black Panther 2 should be interesting. I actually don't like the title Wakanda Forever. I think it's a dumb title, but it should be interesting to see how they deal with the whole Chadwick Boseman thing. And then the Marvels, which I hate the name, but the actual plot of the film, apparently it's gonna be like an intergalactic road trip kind of thing. That should be cool. I'm excited for that. Hawkeye should be Hawkeye, and Miss Marvel should be fun. Oh, Moon Knight and She-Hulk. Can't wait for those. And I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet, but everything I've seen from it looks fantastic. Do you ever plan on making videos like that? Or you're both? Oh, I didn't answer. I'm so stupid. I should have answered that. I should have read the whole question. I'm sorry. But yeah, I will make other videos. I mean, people want me to make videos and like giving my thoughts on like recent things, like not news updates, but like like reactions to like new big things. I mean, I guess I could do that. I guess. I don't know. Is there an audience for that? I don't know. What's the standard process when making winged icebergs? It's pretty much 10% just doing work, and then 90% waiting for Sony Vegas to fucking work. But and a more serious answer, it's. I mean, I already know most of the things, It's just kind of like writing it down, write the whole thing down. Read the script. Yeah, get the pictures and whatever. Getting the music's the hardest part, because if you can do something like Spider-Man, for example, you can do like classic NES and songs and that kind of stuff. That's like a copyright strike. But when you do stuff like Star Wars, it's like, I shouldn't say Star Wars. I should have used like older stuff. But like Halo, for example, I mentioned earlier. Like, what can I do? I'm gonna have to use like non-copyright, like free NES music or something like that, because I can't use the Halo soundtrack because it's just gonna get copyright striked. And back in the day when I was doing the Transformers iceberg, the Call of Duty one, the Batman one, I wasn't making money off those. And this isn't a job or anything like that, but if you can get money off of it, why not? So that's kind of the standard process. Opinion on Green Day: do not care. Favorite Halo: Halo 3 for the gameplay, Halo 2 for the story. Favorite game: Skyrim. I answered that already. Favorite superhero: Batman. Favorite comic: One Shot is The Killing Joke. Favorite graphic novel as a whole: Watchmen. Favorite show: BoJack Horseman, Clannad, Cowboy Bebop, Evangelion, Daredevil, The Mandalorian, like a whole bunch. It's Always Sunny. It's a fucking fantastic show. Favorite movie: Gattaca, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Empire Strikes Back, Aliens, Fury Road. Kind of most generic answers. How would you feel if George Lucas bought back Star Wars? I really wouldn't care. I hope he wouldn't reboot it again, but he probably would. And not like go back to the EU, because I mean George Lucas didn't give a shit about the EU, so it'd just be Now we'd have 3 continuities, and that'd be just dumb. Or, I mean, actually, to the back, realistically speaking, he probably wouldn't reboot it. He'd just be like, keep doing what you're doing, I guess. I'll rake in the profits. What do you want to see in Spider-Man No Way Home? Tobey Maguire, Willem Dafoe, Andrew Garfield, you know, the whole Spider-Man 1 through 3 and TASM 1 and 2 cast. If you could hang out with any fictional character for a day, who would it be? Truthfully, Alligator Loki. I mean, it's just a sentient alligator that just, you know, chills out, has fun, does whatever. That's all you need in life, you know, is just a friendly alligator. I think that's in the Bible, actually. I think that's like the 5th commandment. Thou needs an alligator. Something like that. When will you do the Alan Greger iceberg? That will happen. I'm going to do an Alan Greger video one day. And I think you will like it. Hopefully. It will be a big one. And it will get 3 views, and I will be proud of it. What's your favorite Star Wars Transformers character? Favorite Star Wars character? I'm a basic boy. Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then for Transformers, again, I'm a basic boy. Optimus Prime. Though I do have a soft spot for IDW Thundercracker. Knockout's great. And I actually like Lockdown from Age of Extinction. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I think he's cool in that. Oh, Grimlock from Cybertron. I have a bunch. What band artists do you listen to? I'm not really a music guy, so I almost exclusively just listen to like anime OPs and EDs and insert songs and stuff like that. Also musical songs like from Broadway shows or from like musical films. Yeah, don't come to me for music advice, because I have nothing for you. I absolutely nothing for you. That is it. The Halo Iceberg will be coming out relatively soon. I want to say late September, no, you know what? Probably mid-ish September, and then October it's gonna be a busy month for me because I want to put out an iceberg. I also want to do a video on like shit I found like scary as a kid, and this is another video I want to make, but I want to keep that one a secret for now. But yeah, you know, keep on lookouts. If you guys have any like ideas for like content, you know, like smaller scale content, like filler stuff in between big uploads, feel free to leave in the comments below. I'll consider anything really. And with that, have a nice one.